going into our new book, Your Brain on Food, we're going to talk a little bit on how that kind of works. So, the vagus nerve, also known as the wanderer nerve, originates in the brainstem and travels all the way down to the gut, connecting the gut to the central nervous system. When it reaches the gut, it untangles itself to form little threads that wrap the entire gut in something that kind of looks like a really bad sweater, like a knit sweater. Because the vagus nerve penetrates the gut wall, it plays an essential role in digestion of food, but its key function is to ensure that the nerve signals can travel back and forth between the gut and the brain, carrying vital information between the two. Signals between the gut and the brain travel in both directions, making the brain and gut lifelong partners. And that's kind of the basis of the gut-brain romance. But what sometimes gets lost in discussions about mental health is a simple truth. The food that you eat can have just as a profound effect on your brain as the drugs that you take. Your gut bacteria may become less diverse as a result of your diet, which may cause the bad bacteria to outgrow the good bacteria, triggering a cascade of negative health effects, including mental health. Food can also influence the chemical messages that these bacteria send from your gut up to your brain along that vagus nerve, signals that can make you feel depressed or drained, uplifted, or energized, either of those things. So this one is on depression. So kind of your cheat sheet here for depression is going to be the Mediterranean eating pattern. It's a great guideline to give you a complete diet that will fight depression and keep your brain healthy. Foods to embrace are going to be probiotics like yogurt with active cultures, tempeh, miso, natto, sauerkraut, kefir, kimchi, kombucha, buttermilk, and certain cheeses. You want prebiotics, which are going to be your beans, oats, bananas, berries, garlic, onion, dandelion greens, asparagus, Jerusalem, artichokes, and leeks. You want your low GI carbohydrates. Those are going to be your brown rice, quinoa, steel-cut oatmeal, and chia seeds. Your medium GI foods in moderation are going to be honey, orange juice, and whole grain breads. Healthy fats like monounsaturated fats such as olive oil, nuts, nut butters, and avocados. Your omega-3 fatty acids, so fish, especially salmon, mackerel, tuna, herring, and sardines. You want to make sure you're getting vitamins B9, B12, B1, B6, vitamin A, and vitamin C, so pretty much B complex. Minerals and micronutrients you're going to want are iron, magnesium, potassium, zinc, and selenium. Now, that doesn't mean just take a supplement. It does mean try to incorporate that with the foods that you're eating. If you Google what foods have potassium, it's going to give you a list. Make sure you're getting your nutrients from food. If you're deficient, sure, supplementation, but you still want to be getting a majority of those nutrients from food. And micronutrients, minerals, all that stuff. Spices to include saffron and turmeric. Herbs, oregano, lavender, passion flower, and chamomile. And then we got a list of foods that you kind of want to avoid if you're dealing with depression right now. Sugar. So baked goods, candy, soda, anything sweetened with sugar or high fructose corn syrup. Your high GI carbs, that's going to be your white bread, white rice, potatoes, pasta, and anything else made from refined flour. Artificial sweeteners is something that you're going to want to stay away from. So aspartame is particularly harmful, but also saccharin, sucralose, and stevia in moderation and with caution are not going to be something that you really want to consume. Fried foods like French fries, fried chicken, fried seafood, anything else deep fried in oil. Your fats that you don't want, your bad fats, your trans fats, such as margarine, shortening, hydrogenated oils. You want to avoid those, like incomplete, because they're just going to cause inflammation. Omega-6 fats, such as vegetable, corn, sunflower, and safflower oil, should only be consumed in moderation. Again, those are going to be your more inflammatory oils, so we should be doing them in moderation anyway. And then nitrates. You don't want nitrates. They are an additive used in bacon, salami, sausage, and other cured meats are other things that you want to avoid. If you have any questions on kind of the gut-brain link, which I've explained way back in another video at some point, I definitely know that I have, but just specifically on the depression one, each week we'll go through a different mental health disorder, and we'll just kind of go from there. So any questions on the depression cheat sheet, comment below.